On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Monday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off this morning with a few updates and some breaking stories. Then of course we are going to get down into the main story. Yeah, man, may I tell you. So on September 24th, I carried a story with this little one, this precious little one presently on our screen, who has since been identified as Talia Thompson. For those who have been watching On The Spot News Media for a while would definitely know that when it comes on to our nation's most vulnerable, our children, On The Spot News Media plays or makes no jokes about that. Yeah, man. And it was with great regret to bring to you, the regular members of Chan Public and members of the diaspora, that this precious little one lost her life to a grown man. A man who was her neighbor and a close family friend. Now the man hold on and take type of business go on with Talia, and he wasn't even pleased by doing such an atrocious act to a child. He used a knife to repeatedly knife her up in the chest, leaving her lifeless, and then put a one bullet to Fimo's head in a cowardly attempt to take his life. He was, however, transported to the hospital by the police to seek medical treatment. He was admitted and being in the hospital under police guard. It is said that over the weekend, he escaped police custody at the Sentence Bay Hospital, and that was on Saturday night. So he was on the run until last night, sometime about 10:35 p.m. when he was handed over by a citizen to the Discovery Bay police. Now that vigilant citizen, I just want to say thank you, whomever you are. And you want to know the surprising thing about it, my peeps? When people hear a capture of a wanted criminal element that has committed such a wicked and brutal act, one would immediately think that it was a man who caught him. Well, no, this time it was a female licensed firearm holder who was driving along the Discovery Bay main road when she identified the man matching the description released by the police. She apprehended him and held on to him until the police arrived. So On The Spot News Media most definitely, and Jamaica at large and members of the diaspora, we extend our most sincere gratitude to you and for your continued vigilance and collaboration in ensuring the safety and security of our Jamaican people. So we definitely say thank you, ma'am. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, make we continue. I also made mention briefly about a little boy, a 6-year-old boy, being struck by a bullet whilst in the Patrick City community on Saturday morning. Now the incident occurred on Sherlock Crescent sometime about 7:40 a.m. Now information reaching On The Spot News Media is that the 6-year-old child in question has since been identified as this person presently on your screen, Marquino Timling. It is said that he was taken out in a hail of bullets whilst traveling in a vehicle with his father. It is reported that sometime around 7:30 a.m. the father had just driven from their home and a white Toyota Probox motor car with two men armed aboard drove up. It is said that the men opened gunfire to the rear of the highest vehicle that his father was driving, canning up the whole vehicle, and that is when the young Marquino was hit in the back of the head. It is also reported that the father drove to the Duane Park police station and sought assistance to the hospital. The police unit transported the injured child to the Kingston Public Hospital, where sadly he was pronounced you know what. The police have stated that they have no motive as yet for that brutal slaying of the 6-year-old. Well, the father most definitely has to be the first one to be questioned as to why he think someone would have placed a hit on him, which sadly took the life of his child. Boy, may I tell him, my peeps, the thing rough. Now the weekend started and ended bloody. Females get can up left, right and center. Boy, may I tell you. And a few males in between all of the knockings and clappings. The chaos and the weekends, my peeps, continues. Now a vendor end up get can up and lost her life in the craft market downtown Kingston. She has since been identified as this female presently on your screen, 53-year-old Audrey Hines, the former president also of the Craft Market Association and a resident of Banga Close in Angels, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Now reports from the Denham Town Police is that sometime around 3:50 p.m. Hines was in the craft market where she sells her items to tourists and regular Jamaicans who want any type of craft item or Jamaican type of item to purchase. It is said that a lone criminal element entered into the craft market and went to her and asked for her by name. When she answered and identified herself as that person, he immediately opened gunfire, hitting her all over her body. Curious onlookers alerted the police, who upon their arrival saw Hines with what appears to be several can-up wounds all over her body. She was however rushed to the hospital where it is said that she was pronounced you know what. The incident sent shockwaves among other higglers who ply their trade in the same area. Now the Denham Town Police stated that investigations continues. Now, 2 more higgler end up lose them 3 points in a breaking news segment right now, my peeps. 2 higglers, a man and a woman, said to be a couple, were conned up, left for dead, near a bus stop in McCookspen in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. That took place sometime after 4 a.m. this morning. The superintendent in charge of the St. Catherine North Police Division has confirmed that the incident took place. It is said that the persons were heading about their regular business when they were pounced upon by criminal elements traveling in a motor car who alighted and conned them up, leaving them lifeless. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. And another breaking news, my peeps. 2 females, a mother and a daughter, lay lifeless as they were taken out in a hail of bullets along Spanish Town Road, that is near to the entrance of the NSWMA office, as operations at the National Solid Waste Management Authority on Spanish Town Road were temporarily delayed because of the 2 women that was taken out in a hail of bullets in that immediate surrounding. So reports reaching on the Spot News Media is that sometime around 5 a.m. the 2 was taken out by criminal elements. Their identities have not yet been released. So on the Spot News Media most definitely will get the necessary information and update you in a subsequent newscast. But one thing for sure, the two females have since been identified as mother and daughter. So my peeps, stay tuned for that one day. Now we're gonna get on into the main story. Now a knockings and clappings go on over there in Orange Villa last night, involving a criminal element, a known knockis and clappis, a old dirty kind of boy from the Anatown community. Now this criminal element here, presently on your screen, who has since been identified as Danville Palmer, get caught up and in critical condition. Now for those who don't know who this person is, I did several vlogs over the years on this criminal element here. And you can go back and watch these two vlogs. You can get a better understanding from watching these two. But I did more on this criminal element here and who he is and what he represents. Now, Danville Palmer, aka Danville Upsetter, from the Upsetter gang in the Anatown community, get caught up. But guess what? Danville Palmer was not alone. Danville Palmer was in the company of this female presently on your screen. She has since been identified as Anique Walters. Now, the thing about Anique Walters too, you know, she comes from a troubled family. And I'll get into that later on. Now, as it relates to Danville Palmer has a long-standing gang war going on with his arch rival known as Blackie Boy. Now, from a year Danville get caught up, the whole streets, I gotta say, a Blackie Boy run the program there. Yeah, man. So you know, say, right now, the peace that was being administered in that particular Anatown space totally broke right now. Anatown now good again. Yeah, man. Because Blackie Boy has been going up against Danville Palmer and his goons for the reign and control over the Anatown space for quite some time. And since the release of Danville Palmer from prison, he wants to retain the Danship for the Anatown space also. So those two are forever and probably will forever be at loggerheads until one of the two goes. Yeah, man. So right now, my peeps, the female, his girl, will end up lose fear 3 points, is also the daughter of a counselor in the Kingston Western Police Division. And I made mention of that simply because that is public knowledge. Believe me, all the parties involved already knows that Anique Walters' mother is the counselor up in the Benbow Street area. So now, why I stated that she's from a troubled family, she also had a brother, a reputed criminal element from Benbow Street, who was taken out in a brazen gun battle with the police sometime in around 2007 thereabout. So the criminal element that I made mention of is her brother Gerald Burton, who lost his life when he was about age 21, but is more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Pluto. He and another friend end up get caught up by the police in a brazen gun battle. Now, for those who know Pluto, who don't know why Pluto end up get taken out by the police. Because it is said that Pluto took the life of a man who has since been identified as Cedric. They labeled Cedric as a police informer because it's a businessman where good with the police and the police good with him. So they thought that Cedric White was giving the police information. And I'm pretty sure Cedric White could not have given the police any information that the police didn't already know about them. But I don't know how the criminal them set, Them readily and quickly point fingers and label people in their communities as police informers. And in the long run, sad to say, some of those persons labeled like Cedric White got took out by these criminal elements. So the police went in search of him and he took them on, and of course they took him out. So for those who is from that immediate era, the Benbow Street, Jonestown, Tarrington Park community, can definitely give a test to the fact that her brother Pluto was a known old dirty kind of boy who is also the son of the counselor. Now the counselor knew for a fact that her daughter was involved with the reputed criminal Danville Palmer. It is said that she was repeatedly warned by members of the public that, hey, your man head, the pan a platter, yeah man, the people them want it. Them put him head already pan the platter. Because Blackie boy I got stop at nothing until him get dirt. She did not listen. You don't know how the toxic female is. Gunman in Sheol, she like that type of thing. So her family background is of such, and even though the mother is a counselor, it is well known that that woman is a criminal sympathizer. Yeah man. Pumbles, you way attack. Yeah man. So she get herself involved with Danville, and dirt settings was the order of the day. And now it is said that Danville is over there in Kingston Public Hospital, hanging on to his life by a thread. Now this just serves to show you females out there we feel like it is cool to be involved with known criminal elements. As I've always stated, when the attack claps come down and the knockis and clappis them come for them, once you are present or in close proximity, you are gonna get it too. You are gonna get it too. And not just for females who are involved with these criminals, but also people who hide them in their communities, hide them in their homes. When the criminal them come for them, when the knockis and clappis them come for them, when them rivals come for them or put a hit on them head and send a hittis for them, uno aga get it too. Yeah man. So no need for understand say yo, this criminal world here is not no joke thing, and no back in the days where women and children were off limits. Them knockis and clappis here care zero. From them come for who them come for, and you're dead, yeah, get it too. Yeah man, a word for the wise. So anyway my peeps, remember if you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah man.